All right, so Bitcoin is starting to bounce today. We can see 77,800, and pretty much what I said I expected is what's playing out once again. So we can see up here, 82,000. I said to you, there's way too many longs, and we're right on this resistance. So probably we're going to go down to annihilate those longs. And the problem was, right? The problem was not enough short positions came in just yet. So we continued down until we did get a bunch of the old short positions in. You can see we have about 8.3 billion. When this chart flipped, right, when there was more shorts than longs, quite literally almost exactly on that point, we started to bounce. And we have our third consecutive month where Bitcoin is up. We got South Korea exploding upwards in their stock market, SpaceX filing for the biggest IPO in history, Nvidia destroying earnings, and more than 850 billion added to stock market. We're going to go through all of the reasons behind that. We're going to go through my trades, my thoughts around crypto, and exactly what I'm personally doing. We can jump straight onto it here. Bull theory, insane. More than 850 billion has been added to the US stock market in the last 2 hours. As President Trump said, the US is in final stages of its talks with Iran. So of course, we're going to get pullbacks, we're going to get bounces, we're going to get chop and volatility while all of this nonsense goes on, right? So there's up here, Trump says, okay, we're probably going to bomb Iran again. The market falls a little bit and then we start to bounce. Now, pretty much every time we see Trump say an announcement that sounds bad, you see it gets a little bit less bad, all right? So when the tariffs were first announced, we got the S&P 500 dropping 21%. Then we got the Iran war breaking out. We got the S&P dropping 10%. Then we got the basically, we're not actually going to have a ceasefire. We're going to continue bombing 2.5% and then a bounce. But there is something else, not just Trumpy pants, that is affecting the price. You can see the Nasdaq is up a little bit more than the S&P 500, 1.6%, whereas the S&P is up 1%. And this is because Nvidia, right, actually beat its earnings. And we saw the likes of Nvidia, AMD, and Micron up significantly. Now, if you didn't know, these guys are very much exposed to the AI trade, right? We can see, in fact, Nvidia beat the Q1 earnings. Expected EPS was 1.87 vs the 1.77 that was expected. The revenue, 81.6 billion vs the 78 billion expected. Now, yes, this is a crypto channel. I'm talking about stocks. What's important to realize is all eyes is on stocks right now. You see so much euphoria, so much excitement around stuff like Nvidia, AMD, Micron. Everyone's got their eyes, their attention, and their excitement for stocks and AI right now. But that leaves Bitcoin and crypto in a very interesting place. We're in the very middle of our bear market, but everything we're seeing right now shows us there is a ton of liquidity in the market. SpaceX, for example, just officially filed the largest IPO in history. The company is targeting a valuation of 1.75 trillion and aims to raise 75 billion, more than double Saudi Aramco's 26 billion record from 2019. We also have South Korea exploding, their market exploding more than 8%, making it one of the biggest rallies in the index's history. This is mainly to do with Samsung, which controls 30% of the index, right? Now, what I'm pointing out here is the amount of liquidity that is sitting on the sidelines to do these sorts of moves. It's absolutely huge, right? And I think that if Bitcoin can either basically sustain a move to the upside and convince everyone, okay, maybe it's not over, or it just simply completes the normal bear market trajectory. It goes down a little bit more. We spend 6 months trailing downwards a little bit more. Then we go into our bull phase. You see, we have 1 year normally, right? Bitcoin goes down, and then we have like 3 years where Bitcoin goes up. So we really have 6 more months until even just the normal bear market is over. So it's really, for me, nothing much to worry about. I don't care. In fact, I want Bitcoin to go lower. Call me selfish, call me whatever you want, but I do have my trades still open, generating me cash flow every single day so I can use that cash flow to then invest into Bitcoin as it goes down. That's the plan. I'll catch you guys in the next one.